My name is Mike Bowman. I'm Chairman and President of the Delaware Technology Park. That's in Newark, Delaware, connected with the University of Delaware, the state, and the private sector. It's a nonprofit park. The Delaware Technology Park is really an economic development, tech-based center, not just for the park around, that is the immediate area, but for the entire state. We operate as a hub, as a technology hub to drive economic development. So in our park, we have today 5 buildings, 54 companies. We range from life sciences to information technology to advanced materials. And the companies range in size from very small, 2 or 3 people, all the way up to anchor tenants like the DuPont company. It's a continuum, a pathway from very small to very large. We often have, most research parks have an incubator. That's the early end. That's the intellectual property spin out of a university or a corporate downsizing. The earliest formation of a business that needs a lot of help, that's what an incubator does. But they grow, and the environment which we can grow to then allows you to relocate to bigger space without a lot of early commitment. So the risk is minimal on both parties, the park and the company. And that's the symbiosis we look for. The continuum is really important because many incubators, if that's all there is, just an incubator, often have to be subsidized. And what I mean by that is the companies don't have a lot of money. The incubator itself is often very small, and so it doesn't have a lot of real estate to collect a lot of rent. So it has to be supported in some way. Often the community is a supporter of that. So you can only do so much with that. You bring in, you facilitate services, or you may have staff to help with services. But the end game is not to leave it in that stage. It's to move it up and out. If you have a full research park, you can retain it and continue to grow it. You know, the people, they're great for the community. That's sort of a perfect model. An incubator that goes nowhere else is often a problem because the community is not the real beneficiary then. Let me give you one example in Delaware. So 2 very smart life science inventors decided to leave DuPont Pharmaceuticals and start their own company. They came to me, I need a small lab, I need a couple of offices. We helped them do that. We helped them find legal help, accounting help, all that sort of thing. In about 2 years, they said we need 5,000 square feet, not just a small lab. We didn't have that, but we helped them find it. And then they came back in the park, and we actually built a dedicated building for them. Today, this 2-people company is 200 people in 3 buildings. They have operations now in Taiwan, in Boston, in California. It is a perfect world. In less than 10 years, this occurred. So you have to pay attention at the beginning, but you expect movement. That's the important part. I think the great university research parks start with that word university because the university offers access to faculty, student interns, equipment that nobody can afford, you know, NMRs, all kinds of wet lab facilities that are not affordable for a small company can be accessed by a small company near a university. In turn, the university sees it as a place to put their intellectual property spin-outs that they've licensed to a company, and they can keep it right in the area. The faculty is often the advisor for that company. So it's a nice symbiotic thing. So you really want that to be a tight physical location, not 20 miles away, literally walkable, busable, cyclable, whatever, so that you get the best of that. Tech-based innovation is our pathway to helping the United States get back on its feet. It did it in the 70s. It needs to do it again. So we're here to raise that collective voice from our partners, if you will, in the industry, NBIA being one. I'm a chemical engineer. I was an executive with the DuPont company, a vice president for advanced materials, and I actually started our research park as DuPont. I took the first building, I put my stuff in it, and long story short, we morphed that into a lot more companies today. I decided to leave to do the park environment and build businesses, which I like to do, in the late 90s, and I've done that ever since.